Hi guys, it's Mary. So I am back with another video for Big on Books. Today I will be reviewing Haunting the Deep by Adriana Mather, which is the second book in the How to Hang a Witch duology, also by Adriana Mather. So, I loved Haunting the Deep. I think it was an amazing story. What I really love about these two books is that Adriana Mather, who I've met, who is amazing, she has said in the books and in panels in life that her past, like her great 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 grandparents, whatever, she has very far back family that has actually survived the sinking of the Titanic and also the witch trials, which is why the girl's name in the book, the main character's name in the books, is Samantha Mather. So she writes books like that. She kind of fictionalizes it, which is what I really like. So I will try to keep this as spoiler free as possible. There will be some, because obviously some of How to Hang a Witch comes into play with Haunting the Deep, especially this part that I don't like, and I will get to that part. And if you have seen my How to Hang a Witch review that I will link down below, you will know which part I am talking about, which comes back in Haunting the Deep, which ticked me off to no end. Anyway, so I really enjoyed like I said, I really enjoyed Haunting the Deep. If you don't know what it's about, it takes place 6 months after How to Hang a Witch ends. Samantha has basically cut everyone except her friend, her father, and her father's friend out, who is also her friend's mother, out of her life. She just does not want to speak to anybody. Very few people know exactly what happened at the end of How to Hang a Witch. I believe it was said only the 3 or 4 descendants and Samantha Mather know exactly what happened at the end. Her father doesn't know exactly what happened. You get the feeling, and you kind of know that her father knows he is not getting the entire story, that there are gaps in the story from How to Hang a Witch, that there is something going on with the story, with what happened 6 months ago, that his daughter is not telling him, such as she can see ghosts. And this story starts off with her seeing ghosts. Within, like, I think 7 pages or something, she's seeing a ghost. Now, if you don't know what Haunting the Deep is about, like I said, Adriana Mather's descendants, or she's a descendant of somebody that was on the Titanic, so she took inspiration from that. And so she starts seeing these ghosts of people who died that night on the Titanic. Not to mention that the spring fling, I think it is, the spring fling, yes, theme is Titanic, and all week they're learning about Titanic things. So they have Titanic like homework, they have Titanic books to read. The ghosts are not helping. One ghost in particular that, Elijah is not has not been in the picture for 6 months, which ticks her off, which makes me kind of happy. Yeah, we're going to get to that. So, what I liked was that Adriana kind of kept that story about the Titanic, but she also fictionalized it, obviously, as if, like, the theme, and obviously there are those supernatural elements, because what happens is Samantha starts dreaming at night that she's on a boat and that the boat is the Titanic. She's actually a descendant of somebody on the Titanic, or she's speaking to somebody who she knows. So they have, so she has started dreaming about the Titanic during this week, and she thinks it must be due to her. It must be due to her learning Titanic all week. But the ghost she can't really explain. The ghosts are just kind of there, and she hates it. And after cutting everybody off for 6 months, she finally has to go to the descendants and say, "This is what's going on. I need help. Please help me." And so it's like they get her to join their coven after so many months. They get her to join her coven. She wants to learn magic. She starts learning magic, something her father hates, something that her friend's mother loves, that she wants to get this training. Her friend, on the other hand, does not necessarily know. He doesn't necessarily like that she sees ghosts. I think their friendship is the most annoying thing to me right now, because their friendship is kind of a will they, won't they kind of thing. He has feelings on his end. You sometimes get an inkling that maybe she has feelings on her end, but they're not acted upon because of Elijah. And obviously we see him again, and it just kind of ticks me off. I'm not saying that I don't like Elijah. He's fine as a character. He's good as a character by himself. But does he have to be a love interest? I mean, come on, a girl and a ghost. I'm sure there are plenty of other like weirder love stories, but a girl and a ghost. Really? Like we're gonna go with that story. But everybody starts acting weird around her. Like her father starts acting weird. Once she rejects her friend to go to the dance, he starts acting weird. He starts acting up. He starts like hanging out with this really mean girl. And so she's kind of confused. So everything around her is kind of changing, and she doesn't like that. All the while, everything is clouded in mystery with her. Dreaming about her being on this boat, on the sinking of the Titanic, and each night she gets closer as the Titanic date comes, as the like anniversary of the Titanic sinking comes closer. And you start to unravel things. You start to wonder who's like behind this, and it's kind of a twist that I really like. You get the idea of who might it be, but then like obviously it throws you that curveball and that, oh my gosh, like how did I not see this coming thing that happened in We Were Liars, which I absolutely loved. I was just like, wait, what happened? But yeah, I really enjoyed everything except for the romance. And usually I'm a really big romance girl. Like there are barely any books that I don't pick up that I think have little to no romance in them. I would love to pick up a book that does not have any romance in any way, and I would love it. But of course, I'd still find characters to ship because that is my soul. But I actually really liked this book. I found myself rooting for Samantha again, and trying to get out of this world and trying to have friends, more friends than just the guy who lives next door. I think it was wonderful of her father to kind of understand where she was coming from in in the 6 months that she cut everybody off. But I also think it was kind of hard for her to be, I think it was also kind of hard for her to be open because she never really had anybody. So I think it was kind of nice to see her growth between How to Hang a Witch and Haunting the Deep. I really wish Adriana Mather kept writing these books, whether they're like fictional, not obviously they're going to be fictional, but whether like she was from them or not, or she's a descendant from them or not. Like I'd love to see a World War II kind of book. I don't know. That's just a thought. Adriana, if you're watching, please make another one of these. I like gobble these up. I will like bring these to work or something, and I'll just like sit there reading on my breaks and be like, okay, so why do I have to go back to work now? And I'll just be at lunch with my friends being like, my book is back in my workspace. Like, why am I here? I love my friends, but why am I talking to you guys right now? I could be reading. It was an awfully quick read, a quicker read than I would like to admit. I would definitely recommend this book if you're on the fence after reading How to Hang a Witch, because I know some people would be, because even though I love that ending, I'm sure some people didn't. I'm sure some people were like me, where they were kind of iffy on the will they, won't they kind of thing with the ghosts. I'm sure that some people didn't like certain elements. I personally would pick up this book again, even if I didn't like How to Hang a Witch, really. I'd probably give this a chance just because of how much I really enjoyed the story of the Titanic. Not enjoy, I want to say, I find the history behind the Titanic very interesting, but I can understand if you don't. It made me want to watch Titanic the movie, and I don't even really like the movie that much. I just wanted to rewatch it. I actually didn't. I need to find it somewhere, but I would definitely tangent gone. I would definitely pick up this book though. Even if you're on the fence about How to Hang a Witch, it was definitely a wonderful read. I docked it for the romance again, but other than that, I think it was like perfect. Except I think there needed to be work on Samantha and her friends, like the guy friend's friendship, because I feel like that friendship is kind of rocky sometimes, and I sometimes felt like Adriana didn't even know where she wanted it to go. So I felt like some of it was unwritten, unspoken. It was weird. That and the romance are the only two things that I have a problem with. It's funny how I like the friend, but I don't necessarily like any of the relationships that he has. Again, like Elijah, I like him as a character. I like the ghost as a character. I just don't necessarily like any of the relationships between anybody. I feel like the relationships are fine. The only relationship that like I'm perfectly okay with, that is not canon, that I wanted to be canon, was the father and the old friend, because I am that like cheesy romance girl that like loves the best friends growing up and falling in love story. That is just me. Like, please happen. But Adriana, I wouldn't mind if you like, wrote another book. That would be perfect. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you agree with me on certain things? Let me know down below. Again, I will link the How to Hang a Witch video in my description box. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!